Okay, and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Factorio Space Age on Gleba, where we're trying to very quickly sort of manually hand sew the Advanced Asteroid processing research. Okay, so we'll do something like that. Yeah. So this will make it a little bit more fiddly near the end. To complete this, I need more inserters, which means I require more plate. I actually require more copper. We can make that work. We go out and mine some of the copper bacterium. And then we can accelerate the amount that we've got by shoving a couple in there. And obviously, as it decays, it turns into copper ore. I suppose I can basically go do the same with a little bit of the iron one to the iron one as well. Okay, so that gives me some inserters and belts that I can play with. Try to improve the science even more. Because apparently the improvements that we've done with getting both of these running is productive. Okay, then we want to put this one like there, so we're going to run it south of the belt, which is south of the power pole, like so. Well, see if that actually increases the rate by much. As in theory, so now it's predicting that we'll be done in 22 minutes, which would be during this part. So we would actually be completing this part if that's the case. Though we may run into a little bit of problems as we start to run out of science. Oh, and the new ones don't have productivity modules in them. I should fix that. Makes them slower, but makes them a little bit more science efficient. Now let's make this not mobile for the bit so we can get it to fill out the hole in the middle as well. Yeah, you're just waiting for a bunch of deliveries. And then this one's back. And also waiting for deliveries. Well, the generation of more ore is going well. And I think we're getting things running better, so we're making less spoilage as well, which is nice to see. Yeah, we're able to maintain that higher speed, so it looks like we will finish this science in this episode. Still 17 to 18 minutes out, which is mostly just going to be sitting here waiting for it. And then a little bit of microwaving to make sure the science gets used efficiently. So as we start to run out of science, it might be a little bit inefficient in its distribution. Mainly out on this bit. So that was the one advantage of being all around one cargo wagon, is the cargo wagon handles delivery equally to all the neighbors, whereas this one's going to get loaded, it's going to get shoved. And if the bit that we need in this one really needs to be in this one for optimal science, then, well, there's no way for it to get over there. Or worse, maybe the other way around, it's the one in here needs to be in there for optimal science, and, well, if the cargo wagon runs out empty and got bits over here that need to be over here, then, yeah. Oh, I suppose we should also... You productivity. You can't be productivity. Never mind. Make those productivity though. Okay. Could also make those big miners, but we'll do that when we move to the next patch, I think. Finish the patch we're working on before we move on. Science is proving fairly steady. 15, 16 minutes out to go. Bob Fizzle waiting deliveries. You're waiting deliveries. How's the novice launch facility looking? It's running at full speed. Coming to 75%. We should have enough science because of the productivity modules making the science go farther. Yeah, 75% would be about 500 science. We got 60, 600, 700 almost science in there. So yeah. We're only pushing like 12% productivity, but it does add up. What are these? 10, 4, 5, 2, so... Yeah, it's like a 20%-ish ratio except for the calcite. Oh, okay, so it significantly reduces the iron output. It's reducing the output, but it's getting a different thing in addition. Okay. Yeah, so I got ideas on potentially how to route it, but it's going to be easier to contemplate that routing once it's built. Okay, so we're low on power, so we need to get the heat tower running faster. Generate power. That's maybe not good. Might not literally be making enough spoilage to keep the base running at night, which would be an interesting problem. The base is apparently not wasteful enough. You burnable? Yes? No. Yummy value. Okay. Answer to is it burnable is no. These I know are burnable, so let's grab a few of these. Into the burner they go. Okay, maybe not as burnable as I desired. Yeah, we know the bioflux, we know you aren't burnable. You aren't burnable. Plastic's not burnable. Where are there? There it is. Biochamber. Can take spoilage. Make it carbon. Carbon, I think, has a higher fuel value than just the spoilage by itself. Take 6 in, puts 1 out. You have a fuel value of 250 kilojoules each. You have 2 megajoules. It's like a 33% increase. Might not be worth the bioflux, to be fair. But at least our science production is flowing as we grow slightly paranoid about the lack of potential power. Okay, once this is done, we're going to keep it making some blood and science, but just mainly to consume the eggs. So when this is pretty much past the point that there's nothing we can do to stop it from completing. We're going to yoink this inserter and this inserter. That should, over time, work all the Glevin eggs out of the network. All the Pentapog eggs out of the network and turn it into science packs. Because science packs are much safer to store, well, safer also to spoil, I suppose, than the eggs. Yeah, coming up on 90%. Not looking like we're going to run out of anything anytime soon. I'm actually surprised that system is working and not spoiling. Though it's maybe getting closer and closer every cycle. Is this an optimal way to do this? No. Is it a way that's going to work? Probably. I'm just improving the hand feeding a little bit. Okay, why did our science slow down so much? Went back down to 13. Oh, because we ran out of grid power. We have a little bit of carbon there. Okay, carbon in, get the grid going back again. And then we'll throw some of you into burn, throw some of you into burn. This is generating the power to keep things running, which is allowing the thing to run at the speed we want it to. Just encourage it to run a little bit faster while grabbing some stuff to burn. Finding interesting, we're getting a lot more of the jelly than the mash. I like significantly different ratios. 1 per 1 second. 1 per 1 second, okay. Oh, you make 4 jelly. You make 2 mash. Okay, so we just make jelly twice as fast twice as much as mash. And that's working because we sorted the grid out temporarily. I suppose I could toss on more steam storage. Doesn't mean unless we keep finding things to burn. We're not necessarily going to fill that storage up, but... So as we're doing this, we're just slowly increasing the quality and freshness of our stuff. And then into the burner. This is generating enough heat to slowly warm the thing up, at least while we're burning. How long the burner will burn is an entirely different problem. Research technology using agricultural science. There we go. Research with agriculture. Is there any other 11 technology? Well, we're going to need that. Because apparently we need that to get to the next planet. And the rocket turret. So let's try researching that. I don't know if we got enough stuff for it. We can try. I suspect we don't have enough stuff for it. But at least it's a good way to dump science for the moment, and because we know we want to stop making more eggs, we'll do that to pull the eggs up. So now as they go out for the last cycles. last cycle on that one. One last cycle on that one. Bulb fizzle done being built. Kind of regretting doing an upgrade to the bulb fizzle, because the bulb fizzle right now, we need to get back. Those problems, that sort of problems. Okay, so at least it looks like from a safety standpoint we have successfully processed all of the eggs into 11 sites. Safely. And now we just need to consume it all. For safety reasons. Well, I suppose we don't need to consume it all for safety reasons, but we can consume it all and then we can stop doing glove science for a while. Inventory's full. Wait, no longer making any ore. The system, once it backs up, and the whole thing stops working. Which maybe isn't all that surprising. Okay, it looks like we'll be able to finish up the rest of the Glebin science, and now we're just waiting for our transport to come back to take us off the world. And of course, for our transport to come back, it needs to finish, you know, building at the new and improved tail section. Okay, so the existing engine won't Well, the other engine won't fit on this one, even in this stretched form. Okay, do I want accumulators in here? Probably. Um, might be able to fit it. Play cards a little differently. Then that would make this the water. Okay, and that should, in theory, work for operations. The engine. Okay. It's to be working reasonably well. I don't... Well, yeah. We can work with that. Not exactly symmetric, because I've made some asymmetries on each side, but I think that should work and be reasonably symmetric. And then we got some space up the middle here for accumulators. Go ahead and install like so. Okay. So it's not going to necessarily have that much more power than its predecessor. Oh, I can get a little more power if I do a bit of shifting. And we can fill in a little bit of the void space with more accumulators. Just balance the power when we're waiting for Well, when power is being consumed. We do have a couple of laser turrets on here, which will eat power at the normal times. Okay, so now we're just waiting for this to build. Granted, I've made it presumably take a lot longer to build because we were asking for it to build, or asking for it to grab a lot of little things off the planet as well that I didn't have before. Stop trying to deliver that one. Now we're just waiting on the novice launch pad. Okay. So, let's... Obviously, we're not going to finish carbon fiber for the moment, because we don't have the stuff to finish it. Let's go ahead and queue up one of the repeatable ones that we can actually work on. Oh, I suppose I have some limited ability to do things like laser turret damage. Or robot speed. Robot speed's pretty cheap, actually. This will help a little bit with launch capacity, so let's grab those. Yeah, let's see if those work. Yep. This should be running off of novice science as well. Because we've got science backlogged up here, so it should be running all these labs. Yeah. Yeah, we've gone ahead and planned an improvement for this ship. Just because we told this one to not accept deliver construction materials, we could probably look into doing redesigning on this one. Engine-wise, we could swap over to the new thrust engine, or thrust design. Fuel mix? Fuel mix, yeah, that's probably a better way to describe it. So, thruster fuel. We're running thruster fuel, which is just 2 carbon in, plus water makes thruster fuel. We could swap over to generating some calcite. And that would increase thruster fuel. Well, the recipe takes 5 times as long, but the output is 20 times as long, so it's 4 times more fuel per chemical plant. Ten times more water. Okay, so that's going to be a fun little thing, is that's going to fix... Adding calcite to the fuel is going to make the fuel better. But it also means we're going to need a lot more fuel. A lot more water. Refining-wise, we've got advanced, which is 10-4, 5-2. Okay, the ice one also produces the calcite. Wonder if it's balanced or not. How much does the ice melting produce? 1 becomes 20. Yeah, I don't think it's balanced. I don't think it produces enough ice when you're making the calcite. Hmm. How much thrust is it per thruster? It's per thing. It's okay. So 15. Oh, 1500 over 10 seconds. So it's 150 per second. Yeah, so we'd be able to run a fourth of the chemical plants, but we'd have to make it a little more complicated to account for the fact that we need so much more water. And calcite to the mix. Got that worker robot speed. Maybe jumping on to the next one. Oh, before I forget, we're well over time. So I should go ahead and put in a part break. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. Well, we'll wait. The next one will be waiting for this to be built. We'll probably be designing the other one to use the more advanced recipes. So with that, I wish you all the best of luck till the next part. Until then, hope you have a good time. Bye for now.